Hello and welcome to what are we on, episode 39, 42?
43.
43.
I mean, you're consistent. You thought it was 38 last week, so you're going in order. You've just missed 4 episodes.
Yeah, welcome to episode 43 of Wrong End of the Stick podcast with me, Zachy, and the ever resilient skipper Jonathan Nimmo with us today.
Yeah, we're doing this long distance for the first time.
Yes,
we are no longer 2 men in a room with a microphone. We're in 2 separate rooms with 2 microphones now. This is a radical. I don't know if it's an upgrade or a downgrade, but it feels fairly radical anyway.
It is radical. It's weird not being there in the office. And yeah, so I am currently in the midst of this global pandemic.
You're self-isolating, aren't you?
I'm self-isolating at the moment, which I feel a lot better for actually now. I think it was just a cold.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is why we're doing the long distance thing today.
Yeah. Hopefully all the technology works and I can still edit and do things that I need to do and get it actually out and online. But hey, you know what? Wait and see. But the way things are going, we might be doing this long distance for a long time, as you know. So who knows?
Yeah, you never know. We never know. But there's actually some things I wanted to kind of cover and some ideas.
You've done most of the prep for this one, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, you've got us seemingly stumped today. So I think
seemingly stumped.
Before. Okay, well, let's just do some kind of local and UK and kind of world cricket updates. So
I really hope you're going to turn and go, there isn't any. Coronavirus means there isn't any. Let's move on to the next section.
Well, it's definitely a theme that has hit kind of all news, no matter what it's about, economics, politics, business, all of the boring stuff. Cricket, the ECB had a discussion or in talks that started Thursday, so yesterday, about rescheduling the domestic cricket season this year.
Yes.
So it was looking at all kind of options, postponements, and playing games behind closed doors. So, I mean, cricket doesn't bring in the most money out of the other sports. I reckon that would have quite a big impact. So it would be interesting to see what the cricket season is going to look like. I mean, I'm quite happy streaming it or watching it on the telly. But it'd be a shame if we can't, go to the 100, which I'll talk about in a little bit, or go and see a one-day game. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, the impact for sort of nations and tests and stuff, yeah, it'll cost them some money, but I don't think that will be dramatic. I think where the bigger impact might be is at sort of county level, because obviously like a lot of the counties lose money throughout a season anyway and have to be kind of subsidised as they go, particularly smaller counties. If there's no county championship happening and no sort of T20 games and stuff, that's going to massively impact them financially. Yeah. And I know there's some people like worried online that this could, depending on how long things go on for, and obviously nobody knows that, it could have like a big impact on like county cricket, and there's talk of like some counties might not be able to survive without sort of being given a chunk of cash to keep them going.
It's really it's uncertain times. It's quite scary, isn't it, to think how the cricketing world in England can or will be affected by it. So fingers crossed, all fingers and toes crossed for hopefully stuff kind of calms down by then and we can enjoy some cricket. It's nice going to games, and we've been to a few test matches, a few beers, great atmosphere, loads of people talking to kind of randomers. It's a busy place, and we love it. So hopefully we'll see what happens. England batsman Alex Hales, he came back from the Pakistan Super League not too long ago and is now in self-isolation after having developed coronavirus symptoms.
Okay.
So they're going to be he was fit when he came back. He wanted to come back because they were starting to kind of do put in place lockdown procedures and stuff. So he said, no, I'm stuff that. I'm going to if that's going to happen, I'm going home.
He can't get hold of his illegal substances while he's out there, can he? That's what he's going to be missing.
That's it.
Obviously, that's entirely speculation, and I would never imagine that Alex Hales has ever done anything illegal in his life. I don't want to get sued here, but
no.
Yeah, sorry, that was entirely a jovial comment and not meant to be taken seriously. Please don't sue me, Alex. I'm sorry.
libel. No, but so he said he pretty much said just sod that, and he came back and he was fit and healthy, and then when a couple of days after he came back on the weekend, I think last Sunday, he started developing symptoms, so he's now in self-isolation. South Africa have actually suspended both football and cricket completely, which, I mean, that's considering there doesn't seem to be that many cases in the southern kind of hemispheres, particularly in Africa at the moment. Mm-hmm. That seems like quite a drastic step. What do you think about
that? I think a lot of these things are kind of precautionary.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can't. As this is quite. I mean, we're getting quite heavy topics here, aren't we? It's quite serious stuff. We're trying to keep these light, but I think the thing is that cricket is a secondary thing to people's health, I guess. And if they have to do stuff to keep people safe, and that's the best thing for them to do. But yeah, I mean, I want more cricket, obviously, but not at the risk of anybody's health. So it's one of those. I can't really complain too much at the stuff that they're doing, but it is it's a bit tough. But hey, you know what? We will keep the cricketing world going with our own unique brand of nonsense, and So if you're missing your cricket fix, then we'll fill the void for everyone.
Oh, definitely. We'll help you out. And to be honest,
not for everyone, but for the 7 people that listen, then we'll definitely fill the void for them. Yeah.
And I mean, it's South Africa at the end of the day. They probably do need a year 8 to sort of sort themselves out and get their squad in order. So it's probably a good thing for them. So hopefully, 2021 can be South Africa's year. So you might find this interesting. So there's the Australian cricket team. They've brought out a documentary following.
I heard about this. Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard about it. So this follows all the sandpaper gate and stuff.
Yes. So the documentary is called The Test. It's been released on Amazon Prime Video yesterday.
Excellent.
And it gives unprecedented access to the men in baggy green caps as they sought to rebuild their reputation following the ball tampering scandal. And this is from the BBC. From an English perspective, seeing Australian players' view of the World Cup win, Jofra Archer's duel with Steve Smith and Ben Stokes' Headingley heroics not only stirs fond memories, it also gives a rare peek behind enemy lines. So I will definitely be trying to get a hold of that and kind of in my isolation.
Yeah, I was going to say that'll give me something to do in quarantine. So yeah, that sounds good.
That's it.
Well, we'll maybe try and watch that and then come back in a week or two and have a chat about it and see what we made of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea actually. Yeah. So be looking forward to seeing that. So what else was I going to kind of mention? So the 100, right? The fixture list has now been released for the 2020 season.
Yeah.
And that kicks off on 17th of July. And I know that the ECB are reviewing domestic cricket. I don't know if that means on a whole, and it counts the 100, the 100 ball. They still haven't released the kits. You still can't buy the 100 kits yet.
I loved it. Yes, of all the stuff that's going on in the world, you're like, "Where's my kit? Damn it!"
Yeah, I want my London Spirit kit.
Well, they did have a competition that they ran online a little while ago, where they were going to give away a free child's version of the kit. I mean, I think I entered us both anyway, and we didn't win, but still, you could see squeezing into a kid's version of that. But yeah, but yeah, I've still not seen anything more on that. But I don't. I guess it kind of with everything, it's kind of up in the air at the moment, and it's a case of we don't know how much, how long things will be delayed for. So
Mm.
but you'd think that would be at least a revenue stream that they could start getting to come in if they haven't got anything else, any other ways of getting as much money in as they want at the moment, and sell a few kits.
Well, yeah, I would be. I mean, I'm definitely kind of looking forward to kind of getting some of the kit involved. So, um, yeah, and that is pretty much my kind of on the fly roundup of news. Corona's definitely a theme in it. Um, on
Yeah,
the back of that, I wanted there's a kind of depending on how long this pandemic and this this worry is going on for. I had a bit of a think, and I was like, maybe we could have a little mini segment of Corona cricket tips. Um, and I came up with a couple of cricket tips to reduce panic,
yeah.
to make sure that when we're playing cricket that we're being safe and taking precautions and doing everything else. So the first thing that I wrote down was okay. So spit shine in the ball. Um, I think no
Don't
more
do
of
that.
that.
Don't do
Don't do
that.
don't do that.
Don't do that. Whatever you do. I mean,
Right?
this is working on a fairly. So, are you going for the ultimately optimistic assumption that we're all going to be back playing cricket at some point soon this summer?
Yeah. Yeah. I want. I'm going to put these. I'm going to stockpile some suggestions of things that we can do to make the game safe. And I've got three main ones today.
Okay.
Um, spit shining.
I mean, have you ever done that in your life?
What? Not what? Spit shined?
Yeah.
Not really. I
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah. You
lick
mean?
my thumb.
I was going to say that. I thought you were going to say like, oh, I accidentally spat on the ball once, but I haven't done it deliberately.
I kind of lick my thumb and then rub it on my kind of trouser leg. But I think we should.
Well,
I
there's
think
a
we,
quote for the ages, isn't there?
yeah, that's it. I think we
I
should all
lick
be
my thumb
able.
and rub it on my trouser leg. There we go. Oh dear.
I think we should be allowed to carry anti-bac, right? And instead of spitting, we're using anti-bac to shine the ball because when we're rallying it,
So one
no,
side
no,
of the ball
no,
is going to be full of coronavirus, the other side will be perfectly safe, and it's
yeah, but no, I tell you what, why, right? So yeah, you're right. One side of the ball, but if you've got anti-bac, right, and you're putting it on your hand and then shining the one side of the ball and then rubbing it, right, and then what that does is when you're rallying the ball, so when everyone's like passing, this Corona ball all over the place, instead they're not kind of doing that because you're always touching your kind of face and your eyes and you're sweating and you're wiping stuff off and stuff. If every time like you shine the ball, you whack out some anti-bac gel, give your hands a bit of a thing, put a little bit on one side of the ball, clean hands, clean ball, happy days. That's my one. That's one of three suggestions.
yep, that sounds good.
Um, the second one is I think the umpires, the slips, and anybody in like those silly fielding positions where they're in close proximity or
Yeah,
close enough to sledge should wear masks, surgical masks.
right.
Yeah, and they can use their team colours or whatever and jazz them up a bit, but they should have to wear those funky masks.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, sledging should be reduced to kind of indoor voice, so no shouting. You
And
don't want
that's
to
good.
be
That's going to help coronavirus, is it?
yeah, you don't want to be projecting like spitting and seething and all of that kind of stuff. You just keep your indoor voice on
Right.
as to not spread it.
Right.
Um, and then the third one, I thought, well, the umpires, they've always got like a pocket full of weird things like that thing where they measure the ball and I don't know, measuring tape and extra wickets and funky little stones or counters or whatever they do. Um, they should they should have a little disinfectant spray. So when they're redoing the wickets or if someone's potty mouthing, projecting their sledging, and they can just go up to them and spray them.
I mean, this is all ridiculous, but
It's,
that seems about right for our podcast. So yeah,
I
um,
think they're perfectly reasonable changes.
I mean that is fair, but no cricket is going to be played. This is the problem with this is that I'm not sure we're going to get anything this season. I think the
Um,
season is done.
no, don't say that.
Both. Well, ECB have come out and said no recreational cricket should take place for the foreseeable future. So I don't think anything's going to happen.
Do you, so what? You don't think six-a-side's going to happen?
Six-a-side is definitely not going to happen.
You don't think Salisbury will
I don't think
carry?
Salisbury will happen at all.
Jeez,
The only thing
right,
that might happen is stuff that we do that flies in the face of the government and all of the advice in the ECB. If we go out on our own and have like a game in the park and stuff, and even that is going to be certainly wiped out for a few months, I would reckon. But depending on what the
right.
state of play is, but yeah, the ECB released a statement saying that they're suspending all forms of recreational cricket indefinitely.
Right. Well, I was calm up until this point, and I'm currently in quarantine. I, I-
I
I'm
mean,
scared. I'm panicked. This this this
oh
is the
God.
pandemic. The pandemic's really hitting me now.
Right, okay,
I can't
right.
handle this.
I've got an idea for you.
Oh God.
Now, if you catch coronavirus and you
Yeah.
recover fully, as the vast majority of young healthy people will,
Yeah.
I'm including both of us in that category,
Oh
by the
yeah.
way.
Definitely.
Then you can't, that's it. You're immune to it after that.
Right.
So they're talking about having these tests where you can prove if you've had it and recovered from it and you're fine, and then you can go about your daily life as much as you want and do whatever the hell you like.
Okay.
I think we need to not encourage people, but when we find that people have had it and recovered, we could put a cricket team together based on that, and we could get ourselves, provided we get it at some point. I mean, again, I'm not encouraging you to go licking door handles or you know, kissing anyone that you see coughing on the street or anything. But if we do happen to be unlucky enough to get it and then recover, we can get ourselves out there into the nets, and my God, the nets will be totally free forevermore.
Well, I like that idea. I
So
was
if
gonna.
if if we do get it and recover, there's a bright side. So when you're in the depths of having this virus, look on the bright side, people. You can get back out and start playing cricket again. So
And
you might be on your own, but I'm sure we can do some like coronavirus recoveries, support group where you put people in touch with each other that recovered, and then they can get out and start playing cricket again.
I love this. I love this. Like some parents in the States do this, don't they? When one of their kids
I've
gets
said
chickenpox.
I've said
Right.
this. I've said, why aren't we having coronavirus parties?
Yeah.
Apparently, this is immoral and wrong, but I reckon this is the way forward. So anyone who wants to play cricket, hey, come round,
We
get
get the
get
whole cricket team.
get involved, be ill for a week. Hopefully, all recover. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's it.
Touching wood and all that, and then we'll be fine. And we've got a team. We
That's
could win
it.
the county championship the way we're heading with this idea. We'd be fine. No one else is playing. We'd be the highest ranked team in the country. So
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm all for this, definitely.
Find out who's got corona. Just be like, right, everyone,
I'll get I'll
fast
get
team.
I'll get on the phone to Ben Stokes. I'll be like, Ben, I've got an idea. Don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but yeah, I'll pitch it to him. See what he thinks.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Okay.
Cool.
Um,
Got a plan.
we've got a plan. So I think, yeah, I don't know. In terms of advice for like cricketers out there, obviously, if it's not on, Corona party and go from there. And we'll keep you update on our kind of progress. Um, and yeah, see what it is. So have you got a seemingly stump for me today?
I do have a seemingly stumped for you. Yes.
Should
Um,
we should we do our seemingly stumped?
yeah. Let's do a seemingly stumped. Right now, your seemingly stumped today is, and I'm just going to try and I don't know if my soundboard is going to work because my mic is right next to my mouth today, so I don't know if you're going to pick this up, but I'm going to have my soundboard ready just because I like to. So, oh, hang on, I've got my. No, that's not going to work, is it? What am I
You're
doing?
going to get that round of applause ready for me.
I'm getting the round of applause ready for you. Um, if I could figure out how to use my phone, that'd be really helpful at this point, wouldn't it? But yeah, apparently nothing is working anymore. What the hell's going on?
Oh no. Jonathan's
Oh,
phone's got corona, everybody.
it's all gone wrong. I mean, I think it's just me. I don't know how to use my phone. I think that's what we're saying. Anyway, I might have to just carry on without it, which I'm sure
That's okay.
everyone's devastated by. But never mind, that's not working. So
I
I'm
can
just,
I
I'm
can
just
give
going to go for it.
myself a round of applause. That's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So your seemingly stumped today is
Yeah.
a Chinaman. What is a Chinaman?
Oh, do you know what? I've actually heard of this.
I mean, you say that for every single one, whether you've got a clue what it is or not. So I'm still
It's,
confident you're not going to get this one.
it a Chinaman is it is a left-handed.
Oh, oh,
It
continue.
is it is a left-handed leg break.
Um,
It's a
you're
it's
almost there.
it's a left-handed leg break going around the stumps or
Um,
over. Oh wait, I'm just trying to think because it looks awkward. That's why. Um, oh wait, no, hold on. Is it? Bugger, I'm trying to. I know what this is. Ah, it's a. Oh my God!
you are very close.
Yeah, it goes off. Yeah, so you go
Okay, so
around. Yeah,
if you're bowling and you're looking down the wicket, what's
yeah.
happening to the ball? Tell me that, and then we'll judge whether you've got it right.
So you've got it in your hand in
Yeah,
some funky claw position, I think, facing you,
yeah,
and then you're going not over, but you're going around the wicket,
yeah.
and it is to a handed batsman a leg
I,
break.
I'm going to pause you there. Now you're saying you go around the wicket,
Yeah,
but
so you're going to the
you're
left
talking,
hand side.
yeah, to the left hand side, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong
No, I
there
mean
then?
that doesn't actually make any difference. I just wondered which you actually meant because it changes with left armers and right armers. So, but yeah,
Oh,
that's fine.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
if you're left-handed, you're going on the left-hand side of the wicket,
yeah, that
and
makes sense.
it's going
So the ball
off
is
to the right.
so the ball is going straight down towards there, and then it pitches. Which way does it turn?
Right.
Correct. I'll give you that.
Hoo-hoo,
I'll give you that.
yes.
Now the Chinaman is there's kind of two because that is like the classic the ball. The Chinaman is that ball as you described it.
Yeah,
So basically, but it is also known as any left arm wrist spinner is
yeah.
also known as a Chinaman as well. So it's kind of
Okay.
it's kind of both. But yeah, I mean, apparently now it's politically incorrect and you shouldn't really use that term.
Yes, yes. No, that
But
is true.
we are pushing the boundaries of everything today, apparently. So
Yeah.
if we're going to get sued, this will be the episode that does it. And hey, there you go.
Just
Um,
annoying
but yeah,
everybody
so
at
there
the
you are. So
tails.
that's yeah, exactly. So yeah, there you are. So there's an origin story from the 1933 England West Indies Test at Old Trafford. And
Yeah.
this was it was a West Indies player that sort of this is first attributed to. They think it was actually used a bit earlier, but nobody has real much evidence from that.
Yeah.
But it's a guy called Ellis Achong, and
Yeah.
he was a player of Chinese descent that was playing for the
Yeah.
West Indies,
Yeah.
and he obviously bowled this way. Um, and he was playing England, and one of the English batsmen got stumped off a ball, off one of these balls. And as the batsman was walking off, he said to the umpire, "Fancy being bowled by a Chinaman?" And the umpire said, "You mean the bowler or the ball?" So it was that slightly racist tone
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
But hey, there you go. So that is what a Chinaman is. So if you ever hear that phrase being used,
Yep.
yeah, that's what you are. So
It's
yeah, but you're not allowed to. You have to. It's a slow left armour now is generally what they get called, but that's generally what they mean. So it would go. The ball would go in the same direction if you were a right-handed off spinner.
yeah.
The ball would go in the same direction, but
Yes. Yeah.
obviously left-handed wrist
There
spinner.
you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Good work on getting that. I'm impressed.
I can't remember where I first heard it actually, but I remember when I was trying to do spin, I think Jimmy
Yeah, I think
Carter was saying.
you definitely tried a bit of it, didn't you? Because
Yeah,
you ball left-handed, don't you? You ball left
yeah,
and bat right.
yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
well there you go. Good work.
Thank you very
That is the
much.
Chinaman. Good work.
Um, so I think just to round it up, I think the topic, well, I mean, the topic that I had to kind of discuss um, was kind of going to just link into what to do if what to kind of do if the venues are going to be closed, because I suspected that some of the sporting events were going to be closed, and what we can do to still show our support and keep the community active, and
Mm.
talk about kind of positive stuff. But if we can't even do recreational cricket, then to be honest, I'm at a bit of a loss.
Oh,
Um,
I thought the topic had been. I thought you had. I thought the topic was been and gone. I thought we were done already. But hey, there you go.
oh,
You had more
no,
planned, but I've just ruined it all by telling you there's basically no cricket happening.
no, yeah, that's it. You might not hear it in my voice,
Oh, I can hear it in
um,
your voice. Yeah.
but I'm incredibly upset about this.
I've got a photo in
Um,
front of you. You're looking very sad in that. Just for everyone at home, I haven't just got a picture of him that I'm staring at. That's a bit weird and creepy. But we're just on Skype, and there's a static picture that he's put on there. That's I'm not just staring at a photo because we haven't been able to see each other for a week. Um, but I mean, whatever you want to believe is fine. But
yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah. No, we do keep pictures of each other on our desks.
yeah, it's in my
If we're
wallet.
away too long,
Yeah, it's in my wallet, and you're like, oh,
we'll just stare longingly into it and
cricket
then
friend.
look outside. Oh dear.
Oh dear, yeah. There we go.
There we go.
But we do have one thing we can mention. I think we can mention.
Yeah, you go for it
There's
because
something. There's a plan coming up. People may remember from sort of midsummer. I think we did it in the midst of the World Cup and stuff. We joined up with about 4 or 5 other cricket podcasts, and we created what was then known as the Megapod. And there is murmurings from everybody online, given that most people have been sent to work from home and not got anything better to do, that we're going to do a sort of a reunion of the Megapod, and we're going to get something going. So there's various plans being talked about at the moment, but it sounds as if we're going to have something coming up where we can go and chat to some other cricketing people and keep the nation entertained, I think. So yeah, so that's exciting.
it's looking really good, and I think it's always nice to kind of collaborate and see the kind of hype from other podcasters and cricket fans alike. So it's yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that should be good. And there's talk of doing stuff live on YouTube and all sorts of stuff, but I've no idea. I try not to get involved in the technicality of things because we struggle just to put this thing out, let alone anything else. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm not going to be thinking about that. I'll just show up.
yeah.
You just tell me where to stand.
It's like you're playing cricket again, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Oh God.
Yeah. Go to third man. What? Where's
What?
that?
Yeah, where is that? Can you just
Look
point?
vaguely where he's pointing. Where's he going over there? I can't.
Oh
Excellent.
God.
That's the way. Well, it's basically what Joe Denley does, isn't it?
Oh, leave him. You had to.
I
Yeah,
had to.
you insulted Alex Hales, China, but you just couldn't leave John. That wasn't enough. You
No,
had
it
to go
was.
back, kick Joe when he's down,
He's not down. He's
or
fine.
when he was forgotten. He thought he was probably listening to this, thinking, "Bloody hell, they haven't mentioned me." And then
Well,
boom.
I wouldn't want him to think we'd forgotten about him. So, I just, I want to make sure that, we still remember you, Joe. Um, yeah. And the other thing we have coming up is that we've got it planned for our 50th episode spectacular, but to be honest, I'm virtually finished it. I just got to do a little bit more editing, so it's going to be ready in a couple of weeks' time. So I might just release it a little bit before that. Is our best of episode, is just all different highlights and lowlights and ridiculous things that we've said, and a little bit of behind the scenes stuff that we talk about off air, and breakfast cereals and all kinds of stuff that comes out in that. So yeah, so that episode is going to be good to go in a couple of weeks too, because I'm going to be at home with lots of time on my hands by the sound of things. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
so
looking.
we got some stuff coming up, and we're going to make sure we keep everybody busy and
Yeah,
upbeat in these dark times.
that's it.
Apart from when you get really upset because I tell you cricket's cancelled, but apart from that, well good.
Oh dear. Awesome. Well, I think although if there's nothing kind of else to add for now,
I think that's a decent episode. We'll put that out. Those 7 people can be keep themselves going for another week or so.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
you can listen to our ridiculous ramblings and corona worries.
Yes. Well, to everybody out there, do stay safe. Wash your hands lots. Try not to spit on anything, and oh dear, yeah, and yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you probably about next week or so, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Lovely stuff. Right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.